Speaking of Ludacris, how y'all feel about that Duval comparison?
He's saying that he's the new Ludacris
is the Jeezy of this era, and DaBaby is Ludacris of this era.
I think I compare the Lil Baby to Jay-Z more than Jeezy, but I mean I can see it. I guess.
What?
People have been saying that DaBaby a Ludacris thing because of the music video.
It's the music video, or you can say Busta Rhymes too.
Hold on.
Yeah, I agree.
Take it back a little bit.
Bruh, Lil Baby is the new Jay-Z.
It's the 25th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt, and you just said Lil Baby reminds you of Jay-Z?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Yeah, it's just the flow.
Well, why Jeezy?
Hustle.
Because he run the streets. He on the streets.
Okay.
He got the streets on live. Best street rapper out there.
I don't know about, like, I mean, yeah, you could kind of say that, but I don't know. It's just different, like, I compare him to Jay-Z as far as because for like the business acumen and like I don't know, the flow that they have. So
business acumen and the flow.
Yeah, I feel like he's
business acumen.
Yeah, I was saying, what business acumen you talking about?
I just feel like he's like the standard of like hustler in the rap game is Lil Baby. It's like almost like the standard of like, I don't know, the kind of content that he puts out, the messages he puts in his music and stuff like that.
With his own label.
Yeah, I mean, look, things are different now, you know.
All right, cool.
I was just saying, bro.
Talking about business acumen.
I mean, I'm just saying. I think that's what we'll
shout out to QC.
We'll go back and look and see like, oh, he really did expand.
I'm sure he makes a lot of good business decisions, probably, but to say his Jay-Z level is kind of the extreme.
Well, I mean, it's still only 4 years into his career. I don't think anybody was saying anything like that about Jay-Z.
You being extreme by comparing him to the whole.
I mean, this is what I see. Y'all don't have to believe in the division.
All the
but,
comparisons are it's a lighthearted comparison. All of them are a reach. Even the Jeezy.
Word is Mr. Extreme though. Like you always go to the top or the bottom, very bottom to compare.
He always is, but I don't think this one is that crazy. I get what you're saying. Is a soft comparison. He reminds you of. I'll go with it. I don't have a strong take on this.
Close enough to me. You know,
it don't remind me of Hove at all. Like not even a little bit.
I mean, look. We can even go to
the closest thing to Hove and the issue right now is Cole.
But Cole will never be that.
He's already doing it.
He has no interest of being a Jay-Z like figure.
He's already doing it. Have you heard of Dreamville? Have you seen the rappers they got on that roster?
I don't know any of them that's doing anything.
You might as well be aware then. You got a long
That's
lineup.
actually a buzz in the rap game type shit. That's like actual a big artist or anything like that. Like
so,
JID is dope.
JID, Ari Lennox.
Yeah.
People don't have buzzes. What are you talking about?
I mean, Ari Lennox. She got a little buzz or whatever, but
okay.
I don't know. I just think it's different levels when you start talking about that. J. Cole got his own lane.
You're right. And Baby ain't got none of that. So
J. Cole
has a bigger level.
4PF, that's pretty big. 42 Dugg probably bigger than anything that J. Cole got. I'm just starting like as far as popularity.
Look, we got like 4 or 5 minutes to either finish this discussion or do the Baby and Meg. I don't care which one we do.
The blasphemous.
But really,
I'm just saying.
You have a way of you have your world that you live in.
Yeah,
that's for sure. That's for sure.
And I think your world overlaps majority with popularity type stuff. So I understand where you get your metrics and where you rank artists and stuff. That makes sense to me. But I think you just discount everybody that's not in this popular category that is your world. And you throw them to the side like they're nothing.
No,
this is not just this discussion. This happens every time we have like a ranking type thing. And you talk about popularity, and that is a major aspect of it.
It's
you
my
have
way
to realize that there's another world of a large group of people that like a certain niche thing. They like this, they like that, they like underground or whatever.
That's a certain fact.
That's just a general statement I have to make.
Way. That's my way of eliminating the like your personal preference is by putting that factor in there and saying this is what everybody likes. Or the majority of people like.
That.
So that's why I'm saying, that's why I always use that, because we can eliminate personal preference when we do those things and then really look at it on a big picture, grand scope of things and just say, hey, this is what I like and my friends like. And I'm like, oh, well, this dude is bigger, so.
No, I think that makes perfect sense.
The explanation kind of makes sense, but you kind of ridiculous with it, though.
Nah, it's that you discount the other stuff as being like garbage, irrelevant. Nobody
I never
cares.
said that.
I'm not talking about just this discussion. I'm saying in general. I think you discredit the amount of cult fan base stuff and that type of thing that other people have and they consider to be successful. If they're not in this group, it's garbage.
I've never said they're not.
That was off of the dream.
Yeah, but I've never said they're not as successful. If I know their name, they've had some success up to this to a certain point, regardless. But it's just about, like I said, we got to look at the big picture and the grand scope of things and stop just looking at or thinking about things that are our personal preference. You got to be realistic about it. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, I can't. That's why I don't like comparisons.
That's my thing.
I don't have comparison in this fight. I don't care
because the comparison actually discredit whoever the bigger person you're comparing them to. Like that's what it seems like. What because Hov is like untouchable to me.
Yeah, but that's
so like,
you don't think that's just a personal thing for you? Because I don't understand what the difference would be between the comparison that he made to the comparison with Jeezy. Like you said, the streets thing or whatever, and that part makes sense. But Jeezy is also a massive artist that you can't compare them evenly. Like it's a lighthearted. He reminds me of Jeezy. He reminds me of Jay. You don't see it that way at all?
No, I don't think Jeezy is Hov level either.
You don't think somebody like Jay-Z is tangible for an artist to like touch as far as career wise?
Not necessarily. It's like I treat people like the Jay-Z's, the Tom Brady, like the people. I think these people are anomalies. I don't think you'll see something that can compare to them ever. You might get something that you could say, oh, it's kind of similar. You might do it in a smaller time of frame or smaller level. But when you have 30 years of what he's done in that 30 years to say like somebody's gonna match that is kind of almost impossible. Not saying it couldn't happen, but it's very slim chance that it could happen.
I agree with you. I just think that's the same. I think the same thing with Jeezy. And I'm not comparing Jeezy and Jay-Z, saying that they're similar. Because I got Jay way ahead of him too. But they're both in this upper echelon of rap in general. So to compare any new artist to either of them, like, of course we're not doing an exact comparison. It's like, who does this artist remind you of? That's what I don't understand why you don't think the Jeezy thing
because the Jeezy makes more sense, more comparable to where Lil Baby is. Yeah. Like, how long was Jeezy's run?
A long ass time.
Was it that long?
Yeah, it was very long.
It was pretty long.
It was long, bro.
His height was probably a good 4 or 5 year period. Maybe not even that.
I think it's longer than that, bro.
Maybe
of course he made music after that.
I think
of course he's had a long career.
But I say,
but his really greatest success when he ran the streets where you heard Jeezy everywhere all summer. That was a small period of time.
I think it was 10 years. I think at least 10 years.
But Jay-Z's peak isn't 30 years.
Right.
I ain't say that.
Nah, but I'm saying
we talking about comparing him to Lil Baby,
right?
And I'm talking about Jay-Z is like another level.
Look,
we talking about business acumen. We're not just talking about the music no more.
Ultimately, look, the comparisons are, you always can pick and choose they're not the exact same person. So you can always pick and choose and say, no, well, this thing isn't like him and this thing is. Comparisons is just like a vast blanket that you just throw over something and say, hey, this is what I think. But ultimately, it's the reason why I always like to go with comparisons and stuff, because things come around full circle in life in general. Like you sit there and like you can fathom somebody else being as big as Jay-Z, but in reality, it's going to happen. Like, or it really is already happening. Drake is going to be 2 times bigger than Jay-Z probably ever was. And then we're going to see somebody else. And then we're going to see somebody else. So it's okay to compare these people because it's logical to think that, things will happen again. The history will repeat itself again. So that's all I'm saying.
I agree with that. And the example you used was Drake, which is the top of the top.
But
that's why it's different. It's like, all right, that makes sense. Compare Drake to Jay-Z.
But at one point, he was just a guy from Degrassi. You know what I'm saying?
Over a decade ago.
Yeah, exactly. But this is 2-3 years within Baby's career. That's all. It's like you said, it sounds wild because I'm saying it right now, but in 15 years from now or 10 years from now, is it gonna sound crazy? Maybe not. You don't know.
All right.